everyone. Today we're going to discuss the approaches, methods, and techniques in teaching EPP for elementary level.
So, good morning. My topic is demonstration. So, what is demonstration? Demonstration is an act of showing something by giving proof or evidence. So, since elementary man tano, so siyempre mga bata pa jud na so dugay. So, napa sila yung mga bagay nga dili nila alam. So, halimbawa for example na atong subject is PE. So, kailangan jud relate jud sa atong subject. For example, magatagtog picture mga singing, dancing. So, kailangan jud na mahihatag natin sa ilahan, no? Mga examples. So, demonstration method of teaching. Method used to communicate an idea with the aid of visuals such as flip charts, poster, PowerPoint, etc. So, dali rata makapakipag-communicate pag natin mga flip charts, poster, PowerPoint, etc. Kay, syempre, para makita gud nila kung paon sa buhaton, no? It is a process of teaching someone how to make or do something in a step by step. So, munta kang giingon na para dali ra nila mahimo, no? In step by step process. So, advantage involves various things that make learning permanent. Teacher invites cooperation of pupils. So, kailangan po natin na cooperation ang atong mga pupils, no? Develop interest and motivation for active participation. So, kailangan din natin talaga na makipag-participation ang ating mga estudyante, no? Para na po sila ay matutunan sa atong subject. Helps achieve psychomotor objectives, increases the leadership and self-confidence among demonstrate. So, since kita mang sa unahan, kailangan dyan na energetic po ta, magbuhat yun ta og way nga para makipag-participation nato mga estudyante, makipag-cooperate. So, disadvantage is an only be used and skill subject. Only the attention of the learners is invited towards the activity din. So, pag natin mga activity na ipahimo sa ating mga estudyante, kailangan good na makipag-attention jud, no? Atong mga estudyante. Due to for economic condition of the government schools, there is the scarcity of audio-visuals aids and equipment. So, usahay no na, so, naaman jud na ay eskwelahan, no, na syempre mga walay usayon na mga libro, no, tungod sa usay sa mga kuan, sa mga baha kay mga basa, no, mga libro. So, ang atong himuon jud nga way para makuha nato mga estudyante, ibuhos naton tanan ato makakaya para sa atong mga estudyante, para po may matutunan sila, no. So, aims of demonstration method to teach a skill, concept, or principles. To demonstrate delicate work involving careful manipulation to achieve psychomotor and cognitive objectives. So, since kita mga teacher, no, kailangan jud na may pakita sa ilaha na kailangan good na ma-achieve nila ang ato mga ginaturo, maintindihan nila. So, kailangan ituro pod nato ang tama at mali sa ilaha. That's all.
So the second topic is hands-on learning. So ang hands-on learning, more formally known as experimental education, reflects a teaching philosophy that promotes learning by doing. The strategy allows children to practice guided tactile learning in which they absorb knowledge not only by listening but by experiencing. So dili lang ang result hands-on learning, dili lang siya ingon nga maminaw ra ka sa eskwelahan. So siya kailangan ang estudyante maka-experience sad siya kung giunsa. So working in hands-on way is presumed to extend a more thrilling and realistic experience of the context. So ari sad sa hands-on learning sad kailangan sad sila nga maka-experience or ma-feel nila kung unsa paggamit sa mga materials, mga tools or equipment. So one of the benefits, usa ang benefits sa hands-on learning, ang environment is that learners in elementary level will get a feel for materials and equipment that's commonly used in the workplace. So, di ba na ko sa inyo nga, ari nga, ma-feel sa nila kung unsa paggamit ang mga tools, kung unsaon, unsay pagpaagi, unsay angay dili buhaton, unsay mga steps para makabaw sad sila ang mga elementary level. For example, ang subject nga math. So, kailangan ang maestra dili lang magsigi o kanang discuss. So, kailangan sad nga ma-experience sad sila pag-solve. For example, mo tawa mo or imo ba silang tawgon sa blackboard. So, experience na sila nga tawgon nimo sila paadto sa blackboard kay magpa-solve sa imuhang sa math o makaibaw, so maka-experience din sa unsay feel nga maka-answer or para dili sad sila makakuan sa ilang confidence ba nga kanang ma-boss nga dili mauwaw kung tawgon sa maestra. So by definition, hands-on learning requires students to engage in the education process using multiple senses. So ang multiple senses, they are 3, including ang sight, hearing, touch. Gitawag na siya og multi-sensory learning. So ang kaning hands-on learning, di lang siya ingon gid nga nang abi matug eskwelahan, maminaw ana, makakatuna. So kailangan sad sila nga nasad sila angay buhaton. Example sa mga subject ng EPP sa elementary, di ba? Sa una sa nakakuan man mo naka-experience man tahi. So mo na siya one of the example of hands-on learning.
Hi everyone, this is Joanna Osabel, and today we're going to tackle about cooperative learning. Cooperative learning is an educational approach which aims to organize classroom activities into academic and social learning experiences. There is much more to cooperative learning than merely arranging students into groups, and it has been described as structuring positive interdependence. Cooperative learning, example ani niya is kanang atong pagabuhaton sa classroom gani kanang magtipon ta ninyo to perform a specific activity or task. And as what we have observed no kay nasa jud ganing mga students nga mawawon or dili enough ang ilang self-confidence and mawagid sila mo kanang participate bisag kabalo sila sa answer. It's because dili sila confident enough. So structuring positive interdependence no or kanang should I say sink or swim, ma-achieve ra ni siya if kamo nga group kay nagkasinabot gani nag-cooperate ang tanan. Pagabuhaton as a group is mag-choose mo og leader, arrange nimo imong group, assign specific rules and tasks, give instructions, monitor your group and support positive social behavior, and lastly, check their understanding if naba sila nasabtan sa inyong specific na topic. So, cooperative learning is a teaching method where students of mixed levels of ability are arranged into groups and rewarded according to the group success rather than the success of an individual member. So when we say cooperative learning, ang main goal jud ani niya is for the group success jud rather than the success of each member. So cooperative learning has 3 types. So Johnson and Holubig's 1998 theory has identified 3 types of cooperative learning groups. It is the formal, informal, and base groups, or the cooperative base groups. One is the formal cooperative learning, is when students work together for one or several class sessions to achieve shared learning goals and jointly complete specific tasks and assignments. The best example for formal cooperative learning kay kanang ginabuhat nato sa classroom gani is kanang i-group ta to achieve one specific task or activity, and sila na gani ang group Japon until mahuman ang time nga specific nga subject or even sa lahi nga subjects kay the same gihapon sila nga group with the same group members. Example sa atong reporting sa GMRC object as. So second is informal cooperative learning. It consists of having students work together to achieve a joint learning goal in temporary ad hoc groups that last from a few minutes to one class period. Cooperative learning, and best example ani is kanang nahipabuhat nga task gani pero temporary after sa time ana nga specific subject is wala na sad di na mo group or back to normal na. Mao na siya ang example sa informal cooperative learning na group mo for a short period of time ra. So lastly is cooperative based groups are long term, lasting for at least a year. Heterogeneous groups with stable membership whose primary purpose is for members to give each other the support, help, encouragement, and assistance each needs to progress academically. Groups kay mao gini siyang mga pinakadugay no or molahutay siya for at least isa ka tuig. Kani nga group is stable siya, maayo ang leadership, maayo sad ang membership. Nga ang gina-aim sad ani is para hatagan ang matag membro og support, matabangan to encourage and to assist sa ilang kailangan para mas mulambo gani ilang academic performance. So what is the purpose of cooperative learning in education? So the main purpose of cooperative learning groups is to make each member a stronger individual in his or her right. Students learn together so that they can subsequently perform higher as individuals. So the third essential component of cooperative learning is promotive interaction, preferably face-to-face. So, mao din siya no ang purpose sa cooperative learning is to make each member a stronger individual in his or her right. So, cooperative learning has benefits. Number one is gaining leadership and decision-making skills. So, through cooperative learning is makagain ka good leadership, makaton ka on how to handle your members and also ma-improve pod imong decision-making skills. So, next is acquiring conflict management skills. Or third is increases employee work engagement. Fourth, enhancing communication skills. Yes, through cooperative learning kay mas ma-enhance gani ato ang communication skills on how we communicate to other people and kanang on how we interact to them. Next is personal responsibility. Yes, among responsibility as individual or kanang member sa group or as a leader. So next is gaining confidence. Through cooperative learning is makagain sa itag self-confidence and positive attitude towards colleagues. So dapat kibaw jud ka sa saktong pamatasan, dapat kibaw ka makipaghalubilo sa imong mga kauban or sa imong ka-members. So what are the advantages of cooperative learning? So, when we say cooperative learning, it enhances students' motivation to work in elementary school by providing peer support. And students learn to become key team members, and students can achieve success by working well with others. Cooperative learning helps students feel successful at every academic level.
So we are here now sa project method. So what is project method? Project method is a strategy where learners acquire knowledge through planning and execution of practical project. So also project method is one of the modern method teaching in which the students' points of view is given importance in deciding the curricula and content of studies. This method is based on the philosophy of pragmatism and the principle of learning by doing. In this strategy, pupils perform constructive activities in natural condition. A project is a list of real life that has been imparted into school. It demands from the pupils' work. So there are kanang people na nag-define sa kanang project method. So first is, according to Kilpatrick, a project is a wholehearted, purposely activity proceeding in a social environment. Then according to Ballard, a project is a bit of real life that has been imparted into school. Then according to Thomas and Long, it is a voluntary undertaking which involves constructive effort or thoughts and eventuates into objects results. So project method, it means sa kanang mga students or bali mao ilang guide nga kanang how they're going to conduct the project or how they're going to make ilang kanang plano sa nila pagbuhat ang ilang project. So there are three types of project method. First is the group project. Group project is the problem is solved by the group of people in the class. Here the social citizens call qualities and synergism and develops. So from the words group project, no, there are kanang maghatag og kanang project ang teachers by group. So mas dali nila masolve ang ilang mga project kay it because kanang daghan silang ideas nga ikapuno. Next is simple project. In the simple projects, the students are completing only one work at a time. It gives the deep information about the project in a one angle. The student get deeper and broader knowledge about the problem. So when we are going to talk simple projects, kay kuan siya, kita ra mo buhat din aside sa na maka-benefits ta nga kanang daghan tag makuha ang mga knowledge kung kita ra gani ang mag-game sa mga projects. And also it kanang involves our learning nga ma-improve ang atong gibuhat nga mga project or kanang dili ta mo kanang ingon nga kanang something na kanang. Then the third types of project method is complex project. So sa complex projects kay the students are carried out more than one work at a time. Their focus is on the work in various subject and angles. Here the students gets the knowledge about the work in various activity and dimension. Then, according to Kilpatrick, there are four types of projects. So first types of project, according to Kilpatrick, is constructive project. So practical or physical tasks such as construction of article, making a model, digging the wheel, and playing drama are done in this type of project. So constructive project is kanang role play din, di ba naman yung mga props na atong dalon. So second types of project method is what we call the static project. Appreciation powers of the students and develop in this type of project through the musical program is edification or something appreciation of poems and so on. Static project is kanang for example kanang sa eskwelahan kanang mga choir, then sharing sa kanang mga poem. Next is problematic project. And this type of project develops the problem-solving capacity of the students through their experiences. It is based on the cognitive domain. And the last is the drill project. It is for the mastery of the skill and knowledge of the student. It increases the work and efficacy and capacity of the students. Steps of a project method. First is creating situation. In the first steps, teacher creates the proper situation to the students. In the class, he puts up the knowledge about the project method, procedure, step, and uses to the students. A project should arise out of a need felt by students, and it should never be forced on them. It should be purposely and significant. Then the second steps of project method is selection of the problem. The teacher helps the students to select the problem and guide them. Students are having freedom to choose the topic or problem based on their interest and ability. Before choosing the topic, the principle should be taken into an account, such as school tasks are to be as real as purposeful, and they are of such a nature that the student is genuinely eager to carry them out in order to achieve a desirable and clearly realized aim. Teachers should only attempt the students for a particular project by providing a situation, but the proposal for the project should finally come from students. Next is planning. The teachers discuss to the students about the problem in various angles and points. After the free expression of the students' opinion about the problem, the teachers writes down the whole program of actions stepwise in the blackboard. In the process of planning, teacher has to act only as a guide and should give suggestions at times, but actual planning be left to the students. Next is the execution. The students are stating their work in this state. They are collecting the relevant information and materials at first. The teacher should give the time and right to the student according to their own speed, interest, and ability. During the step, the teacher should carefully supervise the pupils in manipulative skills to prevent waste of materials and to guard accidents. Teachers should constantly check up the relation between the chalk and plans and the developing project. So next is evaluation. Evaluation of the project should be done both by the pupils and the teachers. Here the students evaluating their task. They determine whether the objects are achieved or not. After that, they criticize and express their feeling about the task freely. The evaluation of the project has to be done in the light of plans, difficulties in the execution and achievement or achieved results. Next is reporting and recording. It is the last step of the project method in which each and every step of the work are recorded. The recorded things are recorded in a certain order in a book form. It should include the proposal, plan, and its discussion, duties allotted to different students, and how far they were carried out by them. It should also include the details of places visited and surveyed guidance for future and all other possible details. The book formatted report is submitted to the teacher at the end.
So, next is the instructional module. Modular teaching is one of the most widespread and recognized learning teaching An instructional module is a self-contained and self-sufficient unit of instruction for the learner to achieve a set of objectives. So, ang kaning modular learning is kabanay mo katong way back 2020 wherein katong pandemic happens, di ba nag-modular learning man ta ato, di ba nga time wherein magkuharatag module sa eskwelahan and we are the one to answer it without kanang the help of the teachers. Like, ato ara yung own ganing kanang own nga study and own knowledge rin jud atong gigamit para lang maka-answer atong mga modules. So, there are characteristics of instructional module. Number 1 is independent. Second is the self-contained. Third is self-instructional. Then, clearly defined objects. Concerned with individual differences. Systematically organized learning opportunities. So, let's proceed. There are also components of module. Number 1 is the title. So, of course, title. Mura siya kanang sa research paper gani kay or sa bisag unsa pa lang ako kay nadyo na siya title, diba? O, next is the introduction. Introduction wherein katong topic nga gibutang adto is kanang kuanan gani siya. Mura gani sa speech pa kay murag opening speech. Pero lahilan ni siya kay sa introduction sa kanang module sa katong lesson nga gihatag kay sample ang topic is all about early pregnancy. Dito is state adto ang kanang murag definition sa early pregnancy. The next is the overview. Wait lang. So, next is the instructions to the user. Kakabantay mo sa kanang pinaka first page sa module kay naa dito instruction to the students. Like, ang gibutan dito, example kay dili pwede suwatan or butangan og mga something like suwatan ba, dili pwede fill on, dili pwede mabasa, dili pwede magisi, inana. Next is the pretest. So, pretest kay ang kuan ani kay talaga ning murag gani dito i-base ka ng kung unsa imong stock knowledge about the previous lesson na kanang murag related ka siya sa lesson nga inyong i-take up ato nga time. Next is the objectives. Ang objectives kay mao na siya ang murag gani sa lesson plan ka ganing murag goal nana. Next is the learning activities. Learning activities example kanang scrambled letters nana. Mga ina na gani ka ng activities that involves ka ng answering or na makapagana gani ka ng kuan sa estudyante para sa makakuan silag idea about sa topic. Next is the formation test. And the last is summative evaluation. So, ang summative evaluation kay mura rasad na siya og kanang quiz gani. Ina siya na. Next is the advantages of modular learning. So, first is learning becomes very effective. Yes, of course, kay kanang sa modular learning kay own ragay jud nimo nga kanang learning ang imong gi-apply. So, kung ikaw ra ang hunahuna or mag-answer sa imong module, makakaton jud kag pamaayo kay dili man nimo ma-answeran ang katong module kundi jud nimo basahon. Next is, it establishes a system of assessment other than marks or guides. Next is, modules can be administered to single use, small group, or large group. So, dari akay kanang ganig makuan ay ma-build aside sa kanang ma-build inyong cooperation with sa imong classmate baron, aside sa imong classmates or sa imong friends, makahelp sa di siya para maka-build also para makuan ang socialization, ma-socialize gani ang tirag estudyante nga dili kanang hilig mahig-socialize. Mura gani siya kanang group study nana. Next is it is more appropriate to mature students. So, matured students kay kanaging inaway nga nabi uban nga kanang student gani nga ganahan sila ra. Like ganahan sila self-study ra, which is very kanang tuan kayo sa ilaha, favorable para sa ilaha ang modular learning. So, if there is advantages of modular learning, so there is disadvantages too. So, first is modules are economical in their use. Second is appropriate only for matured students. So, yes, kay naabi uban nga estudyante kay kanang mas maka-learn gani sila sila sa school. Like kanang wherein na maestra mo discuss sila about that topic na di sila ka-learn gani sila ra and need nila help with their teachers. The next is time consuming. Yes, time consuming kayo siya kay need pa nimo siya kanang basahon ang module dayon need pa nimo siya sabton na need siya a lot of time in order for you to answer it because you don't know unsa to nga module and you need to exert effort in your time in order for you to understand it and to kanang para maka-answer ka. Next is last D is demand smart classroom. Yes, kay kanang nabi uban nga dili gani kanang not that good nya. Hindi siya ginada.
Utilization of resource person and community materials. Resource person is an individual who is considered to have abilities or knowledge of a specific type. A resource person is often used as a support to others in an organization by serving as a point of contact for which others to obtain information pertaining to a specific concept task. So, I'll give you some example. One example of role of resource person. Role as a resource person who contribute information and opinions to participants in a learning situations. Then, as a role of a resource teacher are the support students with specialities in where the instructional resource teacher is working in a classroom with students with exceptionalities. He or she may also support the learning of other students as opportunity arise. Muna siya ay kuan sa resource person. Then, about sa community materials, ang community materials is provides a shared memory for the class. Example, going on a field trip, so it's only part of the total experience as students and teachers talk about the trip and think about if after it is over they are building showed understanding. Mora siya kuan sa kanang utilization of resource person of community materials, like kanang kung di kaya sa usa ka teacher magkuan sila kanang usa ka kanang person nga kanang siya may magdala like kuan na mga activity. That's all. Thank you.
So, continuation to our topic, resource person and community materials. So, resource person are the experts who contribute information and opinions to participant in learning situation. So, a person who knows a lot about a particular subject who may be employed to inform a task or provide information. Example of resource person. So, one is civic leaders, government officers, village elders, religious leaders, war veterans, fellow teachers in the school, students, parents, craftsmen, and last is blacksmith. Example of community materials: factories, educational institutions, cinema halls, libraries, religious places, hospitals, and etc. Why resource person and community materials help us people? It helps people access assistance and expand their range of outlets of support to meet their needs.
And the last one is field trips, home visits, and community works. Field trips are recognized as important moments in learning, a shared social experience that provides the opportunity for students to encounter and explore novel things in an authentic setting. It is more important to recognize that learning outcomes from field trips can range cognitive to affective outcomes. Among the many potential outcomes, research has shown that field trips expose students to a new experiences and can increase interest and engagement in science regardless of prior interest in a topic. It results in affective gains such as more positive feelings towards a topic, and also students will experience that can be recalled and useful after a visit. Field trips, home visits, and community works has many benefits to learners including real-world experiences and cultural growth, and it can improve their critical thinking skills, and experiential learning takes place and the students' worldview will expanded. This kind of method will create the bond between student and teachers. This also result to learners learn local culture. However, this method also has some potential drawbacks. For example, they can be expensive and logistically challenging to organize, and there is always the risk that something will go wrong. But on balance, field trips can provide an invaluable educational experience for students of all ages. And that's all.
Thank you for watching.